Anthony bulldozing Wade. Miller vacuums it in. Wade is walking to the other end of the floor. So 4-on-5. Bibby just took a knee into his own knee, his left knee. Battier, Chalmers, a 3.
Chalmers shoots the basketball like this. It just makes the Heat that much more dangerous. Another weapon on the floor.
Smith taking it in, and he was fouled on the play by Miami.
Shot clock running down. Just a step back 3 by Mario Chalmers. Struggled in game 4. Trying to find his shooting stroke here in game 5.
Wade just picked up his 4th foul. You see the numbers on Chalmers. J.R. Smith at the free throw line for the New York Knicks. 9:51 to play here in the 4th. Knicks trying to stave off elimination. Time now for the stat of the night presented by Corona Light. And easy points. Big factor, big story in this game.
Yeah, and a lot of that, we talked about the fast break from defense to offense. The Heat, one of the better teams in the league, but those points in the paint, and a lot of those were coming in that first half from second shot opportunities of Miami attacking the offensive glass.
Fields has just checked in for Bibby. And the Knicks go taller. And Chalmers takes it the other way. And here's Dwayne Wade, who is 7 of 16. 16 points tonight for the Miami Heat. A drive into Chandler, rejected on the play, and that's the 3rd by Chandler, and picked up now by Carmelo Anthony. We have the backpedaling Miller. Stoudemire cleans it up. And now we come the other way. Wade into Fields. Foul. Landry Fields.
Bad pass there by Amari Stoudemire. Dwayne does the right thing. You make Fields guard you. Take the ball all the way to the basket. If he doesn't, you got a clear path.
Wade, when asked during this series about this team, this edition of the Miami, he said, you know, everybody knows their roles. Everybody knows their position. We've brought in some new players, and it takes a while for those new players, when they're incorporated into your ball club, to learn what, you know, what corporate knowledge is all about for that particular team. And it's taken Battier and some others that have joined this ball club time to absorb everything that's going on. Well, they seem to have really found themselves in a very good position.
Well, on top of that, you bring in those new players where you don't have a lot of practice time because of the short lockout season, and still finding a way to win ball games. But to me, the reason why this team has taken to another level has been Dwayne Wade. What a tough shot.
Wow.
Everything is a struggle for the Knicks and Carmelo, but he's finding ways to put the ball in the basket. But, you know, Dwayne Wade's willingness to give the reins to LeBron James to be the best player, I think that's why this Miami Heat team is where they are.
For him to defer like that and not have it bother him. Good screen for Chalmers in the corner for Battier. 3, no. Fields had it. Diving is Joel Anthony. And now the Knicks come the other way. Fields, he lost the ball. Here comes Mike Miller. Mario Chalmers. Joel Anthony. Fouled by Tyson Chandler. Carmelo Anthony has 27 points on 26 shots.
The Miami Heat, they rebound the basketball. They are relentless in their pursuit, and they have a lot of guys in David West, Roy Hibbert off the bench, Tyler Hansborough. They got a great backup point guard in Darren Collison. Paul George is an up-and-coming shooting guard, and I think that's going to be a fabulous matchup with him and Dwayne Wade. A lot of people have not seen the Indiana Pacers play. They are for real.
Knocked away by Wade. The unsuspecting Stoudemire. A one-handed power forward. In essence, rebound by Landry Fields. And J.R. Smith will try to penetrate. There's that great transition defense awaiting him at the other end for Miami. Stoudemire into Wade. Defended by Anthony, and a foul called on Miami. 7:47 to play in this fourth quarter. TNT this June. The end is just the beginning. From TNT and DreamWorks Television, Falling Skies. Falling Skies season premiere June 17th at 9, 8 Central, only on TNT. And for the latest on the new season, like us on Facebook. Stoudemire at the line. You know, we talk about all the expectations, Reggie, on Miami. There were a lot of expectations on the New York Knicks. They signed Chandler, year 2 of Stoudemire and Anthony. I mean, I think they felt like they were very high on Shumpert's defense. I think they felt like, there was a lot ahead of them this season.
Well, a lot of expectations, but again, there was no training camp for them to really build that chemistry and that bond. So everything, which all 30 teams had to learn on the fly, especially when you're adding new pieces to the puzzle.
Joel Anthony had just picked up his first personal foul. You saw Jeremy Lin there on the sideline, and no one expected Lin's sanity. They were getting ready to cut him before they gave him a chance to start. It's LeBron James. LeBron James tonight, 24 points on 13 shots.
I like the pressure there by Mario Chalmers on J.R. Smith. You don't have a true point guard on the floor here. It's that pressure defense.
J.R. Smith, rebound by LeBron, number 5. James, look away to Wade.
There by LeBron James, extending that pressure and making sure that Carmelo doesn't pick up the basketball.
Wade. And he'll go to the free throw line for the Miami Heat. 6:37 to play in this.
Mario Chalmers had options right there. Not only could he thrown it to Dwayne Wade, but he had LeBron James trailing as well.
Smith picks up his 3rd personal foul. When you look at Wade, and he has been the picture of health in this series, but if you go back to his regular season, he was missing some games. Remember, just before the playoffs began, he dislocated a left index finger. He's had an assortment of injuries, but he plays with a lot of energy, and he stands at the free throw line. We know that he is deferred to LeBron, but there's no question that he is every bit as important as LeBron James.
Everyone was, up in arms that LeBron James was in the corner on that last second play versus New York in Game 4. I personally liked it to have the ball in the hands of Dwayne Wade. What I would have liked is to put both of them in a pick and roll together as opposed to have them in the corner. But to me, Dwayne Wade is a natural-born scorer. That's why the ball should be in his hands.
Smith missing the 3. Bibby just gets off the bench to check in for Fields. And Battier is picked up by Chandler. And LeBron will fire a 3-point shot, which Chandler retrieves for the New York Knicks. That's his 10th rebound. He's got 3 points tonight. Chandler began the series with a horrible bout with the flu. Played poorly in Game 1. Said he was like in a fog. He was a little bit better in Game 2, but they surely missed him the initial game of this series with that horrible flu he was going through. James picks up his 2nd personal foul. But you give this New York team a off-season to work. Chance to bring in some new players with whatever little money they got to sign Lin, which I'm sure they're going to do with that veteran's exception. And figure out if Mike Woodson's going to be their coach. They got their general manager in place. They think they've got their coach in place. You've got your big 3. Would you say that the Knicks have turned the corner?
I think the jury is still out because you're going to have to see how this team performs over a full 82-game schedule as well as a training camp. But I will say this, Amari and Melo are going to have to find a way to coexist on the floor for them to be successful.
June 13th at 9 on TNT.
Okay, so what kind of car do I want? Has to be an SUV. Definitely silver, new or used.
Now compare new and used cars and even special offers side by side.
Gotta be new.
So when you find the right car, you'll know it in your heart.
Sweet.
Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace.
I'm really gonna miss you.
My new place isn't that far away.
It's 15 miles away.
With this Droid Razr by Motorola on Verizon 4G LTE, we can video chat on Skype.
You're gonna get lost.
This is GPS.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Me too.
I'll go get you from the back.
The Droid Razr by Motorola. Now only $99.99. Hurry in. Offer ends May 13th. Verizon.
It's finally here. A Taco Supreme in a shell made of real nacho cheese Doritos. And yes, it's everything you dreamed it could be. The new Doritos Locos Tacos. Sometimes you gotta live más.
Something's escaped.
She's the only hybrid child who has ever existed. She is the key to winning this war. This day was bound to come.
Underworld Awakening, now on Blu-ray.
Have you tried one of these? It's so good. Man, I can't believe we haven't done this before. Oh, wow, look at that.
Want a bite?
Your agent. Do the jingle. Do the jingle. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hey, guys. Do it again. Do it again. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. In my office.
State Farm.
I think we're good. State Farm agents help you get to a better state.
The NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Hyundai. New thinking, new possibilities. By State Farm. For auto, home, life and banking. Get to a better state. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. And by Verizon.
As an athlete, you understand
pressure. It's aggression.
It's strength. It's going to be a tougher game. The run-outs, the dunks, you know, the alley-oops. It's just exciting.
Give it all you have. That's the fun part.
And it has been fun for this Miami team, up now 94-77. We're in the late stages of the game, halfway through the fourth quarter.
Tell you what I've loved, the way Miami has raised their level of defensive identity. It wasn't really there in that third quarter early.
LeBron. So Miami is plus 12 points off turnovers, plus 5 rebounds, plus 7 free throw makes, plus 16 points from the free throw line. And I didn't even talk about the points in the paint. Anthony picks up his fourth. Here is the way things look as we speak now. And it could change here in about 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, and those are championship numbers that you were just rattling off there. And those are the numbers that allow a team to advance during the playoffs because you're being aggressive at both ends of the floor. On offense, you're attacking the rim, you're getting to the free throw line, you're slowing the game down. And at the other end, defensively, everyone's pulling and on the same page and on a string.
Working is one.
Well, that's what Spoelstra preaches. We're all in this together. Don't listen to the noise outside.
This is Smith missing, and Anthony plucks it back in as he was diving inside the paint. And Carmelo's got 26, and LeBron's got 26. The two highest scorers in the contest. LeBron looks at the other end to see the clock and puts this over to Smith. Rebound, fought for, and off of Wade, who tapped it up and hit the shot clock.
Technical foul on LeBron James. He's complaining to the ref, John Goble, that he was fouled on that fadeaway, and J.R. Smith got him on the wrist.
And you're up by 17 points. And now 16 points. Mike Bibby started this game tonight and began very solidly for this ball club. Nice defense by Chalmers, but retrieved by Stoudemire. He goes inside, and
that's it for
he draws the foul, and he's gone. He made it back to the scene of the crime, where he tore open his left hand in frustration as he banged it walking to the locker room. And he didn't know if he was going to come back here and relive the walk, but indeed he will. He has just left the game, fouling out of the game for the New York Knicks.
Look how he just shoves Battier out of the way, dunks over him, puts his hand down like he wants to help him up, and then takes it away. I mean, what is up with that? You know, we talked about Carmelo Anthony and Stoudemire coexisting on the same floor. Melo has 27 shot attempts tonight. Amari, 7. All needs to be said.
Yeah. Well, give us your take on the disparity in those numbers.
First and foremost, they both play the same position, and that's power forward position. And you're not going to go small because you need Tyson Chandler on the floor for his defensive effort. So, if anything, I would put them more in pick and rolls, the two of them, or you put Stoudemire on that low post and let Carmelo Anthony work on the other end, and once he gets into the paint, dish it out to Amari.
And it's not like they can trade Stoudemire because he's got 3 years and about $64 million left on that contract, and he's got a litany of injuries in his resume that would make, I think, any potential team back away. Melo is certainly tradable, but he now is the darling with this franchise. And I don't think he's going anyplace.
That's why they're going to have to figure out a way to coexist on the same floor, and that's going to be whoever the point guard of the future for this Knicks team is going to have to figure it out. If that's Jeremy Lin or Mike Bibby comes back, if they find someone through the draft.
Here's Anthony. Well, you know, a good point guard balances the floor. And Lin, on many occasions, would shake off Carmelo, and he would pass to other players.
I will say this, you will need a true point guard like a Rondo, someone who wants to set up everyone else as opposed to, you know, just scoring themselves like a scoring point guard. Steve Nash comes to mind.
Anthony, by the way, tonight now has 31. Fields got a Bibby foul and a deuce inside for Landry Fields. So they'll go to the stripe and 3:46 to play. But as we wind up our conversation about the New York Knicks and watch this beautiful pass here by Mike Bibby.
Sure was.
In stride and right on target. The resiliency this team has shown, from the injury to Lin, to the injury to Shumpert, to the injury to Baron Davis, and where they were, a coach resigning in mid-season, new coach taking over. I mean, a lot happened. Very turbulent season, yet they did get a win, ending a 13-game playoff losing streak, and they did make the playoffs.
You know, we talk about the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra and how much pressure they're under. Well, the New York and the Knicks are under a lot of pressure as well. This is the #1 media market. It's been a long time since they've been into the playoffs. So it's time to produce now. You've got Tyson Chandler, Amari Stoudemire, Carmelo Anthony. These guys are going to have to start producing in years to come.
And while we're seeing all that, they've climbed to within 11 points. We've got a timeout with plenty of time left. Time for the Miller Time Team Moment, presented by Miller Lite. We've just seen the New York Knicks go on a 11-3 run, which is kind of caught some people by surprise.
And you're only down 11, and with the firepower that's on the floor right now, you've got Novak and J.R. Smith, Carmelo Anthony, who has 31 points, but on 28 field goal attempts, you're still in it. The Heat are only shooting 42% in this game. So if you can get some timely stops here and get out in transition and cut into the deficit.
Miami has not scored from the field in about 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and here comes LeBron. He is 7 of 15. Shot clock is down to 5. Battier in a Novak and inside to Bosch. Beautiful play. And what patience by Miami.
Yeah, you took off 22 seconds on that shot clock to get a dunk by Bosch at the end of it. Great execution there by the Miami Heat.
Carmelo Anthony with 33 points.
Yeah, he's had to do everything offensively tonight. He has 33 of the 88 points for New York.
And he's played 40 minutes. He's played the most minutes of anybody in the game. 9 in this quarter for Carmelo. Bosch.
He put so much concentration on Dwayne and LeBron in the closing moments of games. And here's Bosch knocking down back-to-back baskets.
Big three tonight, a combined 65 points. They've been averaging 63 a game. Chandler. And Tyson gets it to drop. James, 15 shots to make 27 points. That is the kind of ratio you want.
Well, look at the assists he's had as well.
Yes, 6. Anthony again. James. And he was bumped by Mike Bibby. As we're going to bounce from here up to Atlanta and check in with our award-winning Ernie Johnson Jr. EJ?
All right, Kevin, we have another game to go tonight here on TNT, and it's less than 15 minutes from now. Zach Randolph and the Grizz down to their last bullet in that first-round series against the Clippers. L.A. leading 3-1, but they'll have to clinch it at FedEx Forum if possible. If not, it's back to L.A. for a Game 6. It'll come your way again in about 13 minutes. Synchronize your watches. Back to you.
Great stuff, EJ. Thank you very much for the updates. We've been getting them all playoff long and giving you a up-to-the-second feel on what's going on in these playoffs, the landscape of the playoffs. What do you think of that series, the Grizz and the Clippers?
Missed opportunities, really, for Memphis. You're up 27 points in Game 1, and I give a lot of credit to Vinny Del Negro and Chris Paul and those guys hanging in there and gutting it out and winning. That's probably the most remarkable playoff comeback I've probably ever seen. It's losses like that, it's hard to recover from.
Wade has 19 points. LeBron 29. Bosch 19. Quick blitz on Wade. Shot clock at 1. Battier for 3. The dagger. Carmelo Anthony.
Oh my goodness. It's like he's a machine offensively.
35 points.
I mean, the degree of difficulties in some of the shots that Carmelo has made tonight has been unbelievable. But another thing going forward, Carmelo's going to have to be in better shape next year as well. Have to lose some weight or something as people are starting to throw things onto the floor here. Carmelo gets in better shape. I think he needs to be a little bit lighter. Take all the pounding that's going to come his way.
LeBron has played 39 minutes tonight over Anthony. Rebound Bosch. And that's all she wrote. Advance are going to take on the Indiana Pacers, and I think that's a series that people are going to get a lot of interesting play out of. It may not be as hyped as you think because Indiana is an unknown, but we know that Indiana is a team to be reckoned with. They've already taken care of Orlando in the first round. They'll take on the defending Eastern Conference champion Heat as we swing it over to our David Aldridge.
LeBron, they obviously desperate to stay in the series. How did you close them out tonight?
Came out with a lot of intensity. Offensively, we moved the ball, and everyone was involved. And defensively, tried to get as many stops as possible, and we was able to do that.
You obviously very close with Carmelo Anthony, your Olympic teammates together. You embraced him after this game was over. What did you say to him?
Man, it's a brotherhood that goes beyond basketball. My first opportunity to go up against him in a playoff series, and it was fun, man. He was one of the most competitive players I ever played against in the series, so it was fun, man. Wish him the best. I tell him I see him this summer, and as we go for gold.
You have some other obligations right now. You got the Indiana Pacers in the second round. Preview of that series quickly. You took 3 or 4 from them in the regular season.
They're a very well-coached team. They play inside and out. With David West and Roy Hibbert, them guys do a great job controlling the paint, and then they have some perimeter play in George Hill, Danny Granger. They do an unbelievable job. Paul George and those guys off the bench as well give them a big boost. So, we will savor this win tonight, but then we get to work tomorrow and get ready for Indiana.
Ron, congratulations. We'll see you in the second round.
Thanks, David.
All right, thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Our producer tonight, Rodney Vaughn, our director, Lonnie Dale. You take a look at the matchup now that will pit the Indiana Pacers, who took care of the Magic without Dwight Howard, 4-1. Miami did the same thing in 5 games to the New York Knicks. And so we have some second round formation, which is going to be great. If you thought the first round had some entertaining moments, wait till you get a load of the second round. It should be a lot of fun. The Hall of Famer Reggie Miller and the award-winning David Aldridge and the rest of our terrific crew. Kevin Harlan saying thank you and good night from Miami. You've been watching the NBA on TNT, exclusive home of the 2012 Western Conference Finals. After a quick break, we'll send you to Hall of Fame voice Dick Stockton in Phoenix.